to these appeals have taken that out of her hands. But when the
Hello,
Supreme Court
Tasso.
rules, if they do decide to reject the immunity claim to follow the lead of the appeals.
All right, let me hold that down. Hey. Let me check my audio. My audio is fine. Hey, my audio is fine. Let me see what else is going on. Man, this is still messing me up a little bit here. What's going on with this thing? Okay, let me go here. All right, let me go in here. What the hell's going on now, man? This one says upcoming. Oh my God, all these tools, man. What's going on here? Jesus Christ. Okay, so I guess this audio is good. Okay, everything's good. All right. And hello, everybody. My name is Danny. I'm located in Yonkers, New York, USA. This is Danny Finance. I'm doing a stream tonight because there is some breaking news on us Gemini customers. Yours truly, I am a Gemini customer, and I am some of my crypto is in the Earn program. But before we talk about that, I'm just gonna go over a couple of things real quick. So the audio is good. Okay, thank you, Tasso, and welcome to the chat. And I'm trying to fix up. Let me fix up a couple of things here before I start going through this because for some reason, I am not seeing the. Okay, let me go back here. Let me go back to dash. Let me go back to create. Let me see where I'm at right now. So I gotta go in this one. Okay, now I'm in here. Okay, so this is the way. Okay. All right. So one person watching, and there we go. Okay, 2 minutes in the books. Okay. Yeah, I like this view better than the other view. Although there is a slight delay in this one as opposed to the OBS. Yeah. Yeah. Video is good as well. Okay. It's just I'm confused because when I do this, I have to use OBS. If I want to do it in this format where this is the computer screen. That computer screen. Then over here I have OBS, but problem with OBS it doesn't tell me how many. Maybe there's a plugin for that. I have to learn this stuff. You know, how many people watching? I don't get that unless I go back to the YouTube. You see, there's the problem. So now I got 2 people watching. Okay, yeah, this is I might stay with this format. I mean this view because at least I can see how many people are watching, and that way I can start. You know. Otherwise, I'll think. See, there is about a 30-second delay almost. Anyway, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go like this for now. My day is fine. My day's been of course we had a rainy day today. No, my day's been good. Thank you, Tasso, for asking. I uploaded a video on my diecast channel, Danny's Diecast Collection. I had 3 military vehicles that I did a video on that. So I just uploaded that a couple hours ago or so. And then I got the message for this one, and I said, you know what, I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it today, and it is good news. So let's just get to it. First of all, I'm just going to go through this real quick. Of course, crypto's been doing very well lately. Bitcoin is at 61,000. So we went over we blew by the $60,000 mark. And that's good. That means this is a rally. This is a rally. And, for the last couple of years or so, actually 3 years or so, crypto market has been beaten down. So now we're getting a rally. I don't want to speculate why. There's a couple of reasons. I think it's because hopefully in November we'll get rid of this fucking idiot in the White House. Just put it like that. I think it's anticipation of all that. I think the primary now. Yesterday we had the Michigan primary again. Donald Trump mop the floor with his crazy Nikki. So it looks like I don't say it looks like it is, unless some catastrophic event happens, like God forbid, something happens to him. It's gonna be Biden versus Trump, and I think Trump is gonna win. That's it. And I think all this good news, all this is anticipation for all that. I think the end is near for this fucking senile idiot that we have in the White House. And I think this is just an expectation that better days are here to come. That's my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, well, don't care. Yeah. So that's why I think part of the rally is that I think the proof is in the pudding. Tricky Nikki's not gonna be the GOP nominee. It's not gonna fucking happen. Unless God forbid something really bad happens to him. And I don't want to say the word here. All right. So anyway, so the crypto market looks fine. Yeah, the finger pointing later, exactly. And so I'm, looking at everything here, everything looking good. I mean, everything is pretty much up. And and my portfolio is looking better now. It's looking a lot better. Compared to a couple of years ago, it was really bad. It's getting better. I mean, I have a whole bunch of, other altcoins that they're still way behind from the all-time highs. But, my thing is, they'll come around. I'm gonna say most of the ones that I have, hopefully they'll come around. But I'm still down on a few of them, and I'm down by a lot, especially like AMP token. AMP token is disappointing to say the least. I mean, that one is really bad. And I also want to talk about Walmart. I know Walmart did a stock split a couple of days ago, so of course. My wife and I, we own Walmart. We have over 100 shares. They did a 3-for-1 split. So now Walmart is at $59.62. So that's good. I'm very happy about that. I love stock splits, especially when the price is very high. Before the stock split, Walmart was about $175 a share. So, 3-for-1 split, you own 100 shares, do the math, that's 300 shares. And, it's a dividend stock, so that's always good to see, I said it in my channel here, if when you see these high-priced stocks, they're about to split, that's a buying opportunity, like Alphabet when it split, Tesla when it split, Amazon when it was over $3,000 a share, when it split. And as soon as they split, that's the time to buy them. That's the time to get into them if you didn't get to them before. Of course you can buy fractional shares of pretty much any stock now. Not like it was back, 30 years ago. Now you can buy fractional shares of anything, especially if you're using a Robinhood app or a Webull or something like that. You can buy any share for even Stockpile. I have Stockpile too. Even Charles Schwab now, which is they took over Ameritrade, TD Ameritrade. Now with Charles Schwab, they do have fractional shares now. Not on all stocks, on selected stocks, but at least even the brokerage accounts now. Now you can buy fractional shares of a stock, so you don't have to own a whole share, especially if you can't afford it. Like, for example, Chipotle right now. Chipotle is what it was. Last time I checked was like $2,900 a share. I don't think I can afford a share of Chipotle right now if I wanted to buy it right now. But you can buy fractional shares of it and, build on that. what I want to talk about today is Gemini. Gemini Earn, of course. The Earn program it's still on hold. When I go to Gemini, it's still pending and all that. But there's been a lot of development lately, and today I finally got my email saying that of course from Gemini. So it says great news that every Earn user expected to recover 100% of their assets in kind. So, and of course my email says it right here. Hi Danny, we are pleased and relieved that I'm not gonna read the whole thing verbatim, but basically saying that all Earn users will be receiving 100% of the digital assets back in kind. Okay, so this means, for example, if you had lent 1 Bitcoin to Earn program, you will receive 1 Bitcoin back. Okay, and it means that you'll receive any or all appreciation of your assets since you lent into the Earn program. Now I don't know if they mean by. Let me see. Well, it says it right here. If approved, we will be returning over 1.8 billion in value at today's prices, 700 million more than when Genesis halted withdrawals on November 16, 2022. So that's when, Genesis, well, of course, went bankrupt and all that, and we were left holding the bag, basically. So when they sent out this thing a couple of months ago, whatever it was, I forgot when it was, about the settlement, I checked mine. I put yes. I just want to settle. I didn't want to prolong this thing anymore. Whatever I can recover, I was happy to recover whatever I can. I'm not going to say a number because I don't want to give people ideas. But in my case, I'm very happy that we are going to get 100% of our money. Okay? This is good news. This is very good news. This is, I didn't expect this. Now, are we going to get, of course, I don't know if it's, I'm trying to, let me see if I can see it here. Since you lent into the Earn program. So I guess from November 16th, what happened is they took a snapshot, whatever the value of all our assets were at that time, which is a lot more down than what it would be worth right now. Because remember, at that time, Bitcoin was at the bottom. Bitcoin, if I could go back, Bitcoin was like, well, I think it was like below 20,000 that day or something like that. So, you're not going to get the value that's worth right now. You're going to get 100% of the value that was worth in November of 2022, November 16th of 2022, which is probably one of the worst days that we had in recent memory. But I'm going to say about that is better than nothing. I'll take 100% of my assets because you know what? Am I going to get it at today's price right now? It looks like it's not going to happen. I could be wrong, but it's going to be at that price, whatever that price was. But I'm going to take it, because I'm reading all this Reddit forums and all that, and other stuff. Reading, some people were saying there were some rumors that we were lucky to get maybe even 60%, and I was like, please no. So if to me personally, I don't care if I get 100%, even if it's that value of November 16th. So long as I'm getting 100% of whatever, I understand that because that's when they cannot, it makes sense. They cannot give you all the Earn from November 16, 2022 up to now because it's been frozen. So it makes sense. Plus, not only it's been frozen, the compounding interest. So as you earn interest, it buys more tokens, and then you earn interest on the compounding, how you say, compounding. You're earning interest, but it's compounding interest. So there's no way they can predict all that. And I'm glad that we're gonna get the snapshot amount. At least we're gonna get 100% of the snapshot amount. For example, like AMP token, When that happened, I had over 27,000 AMP tokens. I forgot what it was. It was worth a lot more, before that crack, before that whole thing happened. Right now, it's worth practically shit, but I still want my 27,000 AMP tokens. In other words, and then and I hope that when we get it, we'll have we'll have a bigger rally in the future. I'm gonna say beggars can't be choosers, but I don't want to use that analogy. But in other words, you know what? I was hoping that we get. I want to at least get my 100. If I can get 100%, even if it was at that value at that time, it's better than nothing. Because we've seen it too many times that some people lost all their money and they got nothing or crumbs out of it. The fact that we are at least getting 100% of that, of my portfolio, even though it's going to be at that price, I'll take it. I know people are going to disagree with me. People are going to say, well, they should give us 100% of what it's worth. Now, it's impossible to do that. It's because once they froze it, you got to remember. In my case, it was 20,000. I'm going to give you one example, like the AMP token. It was only 27,000 tokens, something like that. At that time, it was over $2,300, whatever it was, just for the AMP token, right? 2,300. I'm just throwing ballpark figures at me. Don't be a dick and tell me I'm wrong. Just don't do it, because you'll get the boot. I'm just rounding off numbers here. So, 27,000 tokens, of course, nothing would ever happen. That it would not be 27,000 tokens right now. The way it was earning interest, if the way it was earning interest and compounding, I probably would have had close to 50,000 tokens right now if I would have never put anything else into it. You see what I'm saying? But that's hard to predict. We don't know. We're never gonna know. So the fact that they take the snapshot and they're gonna return us 100% of that. You know what? Exactly, Ty. So something's better than that's better than nothing. And the fact that we are gonna get the 100% of the original amount, I'm fine with that. So going forward, let me read the rest of it. So of course, looking forward, if the bankruptcy court approves the settlement in principle, okay, you can receive approximately 90% of your assets in kind within about 2 months. So 90% of it, we're gonna get it within the next couple of months. Okay? And then it says here, and you can expect to receive the remaining asset balance in the next 12 months. Okay? So, it's going to drag out a little bit. For us to get the 100%, it's basically going to drag out until next year. But at least 90% of it, 97% of it, approximately 97% of it, we should get it within the next couple of months. And again, I'm still happy with that. Because my worst case scenario, from everything he was reading, and I trust me, I didn't want to believe everything I was reading, but some of it was really grim. Some of it was, they were talking about 60%. Basically for every dollar we were gonna get back 60% of it, like 60 cents out of every dollar we were gonna get back, which would have been even worse. So you know what? I'm happy with it. I'm fine with it. It's all good. So I'm good to go. So I'm very happy about that. So then I went to the website, and this is the official statement here. Okay, it's an update, and it's of course it's all over the Google Space and all that, whatever search. So I'm just confirming it right here. So that's good. I know people are gonna say too that, well, if you look at the number, the owners are still gonna come off like a bandit. Not exactly, because now their reputation is not that good. I know in my case, I'm gonna say it. I'm planning to withdraw if not all of it, most of it, when I get my hands on it eventually. And those are my plans. Especially I will be moving some of it, and because I just can't trust. I don't trust Gemini now. Well, I mean, one thing I learned about this, and I'm not gonna be. I don't want to be naive. I talked about it the last week, I believe. No, the last stream. You every investment always has risk. Even when you're saying guarantee 8% on GUSD, that's bullshit. There is no 100% guarantee. Did I know that they were taking this much risk with the? Nobody knew. Nobody knew. Not even the experts knew. Okay, but one thing I'm gonna learn from all this is I'm not gonna be putting my crypto in some crazy ass, you're gonna get 15% or 50% and all. I'm not doing all that shit no more. I'm done with that. I'm gonna stick with the basics. I'm gonna get people here say, well, altcoins and all this, shit coins, whatever. No. I'm gonna say like it is. Stick with the basics. Of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe the top 10, top 5, top 10. That's it. That's my philosophy is change. It's change, but also earning. Like for example, any of these exchanges, and of course some of them are not here no more. And don't get me started with KuCoin, please. Somebody just send me a message about KuCoin, a comment about it. Of course, I live in New York. We no longer have access to KuCoin. So KuCoin is history in New York. So we cannot even use KuCoin. I don't have anything in there right now. I keep getting the messages saying if I have anything there to withdraw before they actually close the account. I don't have anything in there, so you know what? They can close it. I don't really care. KuCoin, it was good while it lasted, and I used KuCoin I made a video on there. Of course, I will be making a new video soon on how to, a third-party exchange, I call them. Maybe, I believe MEXC. I think that one we could still use in New York State to basically transfer, like for example, like if you want BNB token, because of course, I live in New York. That's another thing. We are in one of the most restrictive states when it comes to crypto, to buying crypto. There's only a handful of crypto we can buy legally. The rest of it, we have to transfer one coin and swap it for another coin, which I have videos on some of that. Exactly, Tasso. Yeah, they definitely lost credibility. So even if they were to bring back the Earn program in some other capacity, I'm done with that. I'm done with lending to get a rate of return at the risk of I'm not doing that no more. I want my crypto to be liquid. I don't want to tie it up in any more. That includes like for example, I have Shiba Inu and Shiba Swap, things like that. And my thing is eventually I'm just gonna like they say, not your keys, not your crypto, right? So I'm gonna go back to the basic, what I learned from day one when I started investing in crypto. Just put all your crypto in a wallet, especially a hardware wallet. I this lost my faith in Earn because Gemini is New York State regulated, and this happened. And if this happened for a New York State regulated exchange, who can you trust? You know what I mean? Who can you trust? And I heard earlier in the news that Coinbase users, I have a Coinbase account. I didn't even check. I haven't been checking because I don't look at this stuff right now. I haven't been looking at this stuff for months because, I'm just waiting for this to happen. I'm more, like I said, I monitor the stock market more than crypto, especially lately. Although this is good news. Um, some people claim that they had a zero balance, which is what? I would have went nuts if I would have logged into my Coinbase account and I saw zero balance. So, all this glitches stuff and all that, it just really reeks of can't have faith in it. I really, again, another New York regulated exchange, and this is what's going on. So definitely, these are the Tasso. These are the only two that we can do. And you're in New York State. You're in New York State. Also, he lives in New York City. I live in Yonkers, New York. These are New York State regulated, bit license and all that. And this happened with Gemini. So, and all this stuff, and of course, what happened with FTX, he's now in prison. He's never gonna see the light of day, that guy. And of course, Binance now, the same thing. He is having his legal troubles. This is a time of thing that we're having a bull rally in the crypto market, but you still got to be careful. You got to be careful. And I was more aggressive when I like I said, that's another thing. I don't put all of my eggs in one basket. Majority of our investments are in stocks and other assets, not crypto. Very small percentage. I mean, we're talking about maybe 1% of overall portfolio. Not even 1%. Yeah, FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, and it's involved in some crypto. My wife has a crypto account. I have a crypto account, but this is nothing. This is a drop in a bucket. I feel sorry for the people that put a lot of money into. Some people have put their life savings into crypto. I would never do that. I'm sorry, I would never do that. I mean, that's just fucking nuts. I would not do that. No way. No fucking way I would do that. And I would say, even my older videos, even within crypto, I wouldn't put everything in one type of token. I have dozens within crypto. I have dozens of types of tokens. So I'm glad we're gonna get at least the original amount before, as of whatever the amount was on November 16, 22. You know what? I'll take that, and I'll be happy with that. And let me read the comments, and then let me go back over here. Excuse me. Let me go back over here. And put it over here. Okay. And let me read some of the comments here. Yeah. So, Tasso, I'm going to be learning all about this in my classes, but having you on my live streams is a valuable resource. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Looking forward to your thoughts and experience on different areas of finance. Yeah. Thank you. And, it is good news. It's good news that we're going to get our, first it's going to be up to 97% of the earned balance within the next couple of months. And then within a year, we'll get the remaining up to 3%. So 100%, we're going to get at least 100% of our money, although it's going to be at that price, November 16, 2022. But I'll take it. I'm not going to sit here and complain and second guess and all that, because I've seen it too many times in the past that some people never got their money back. Of course, Ponzi schemes and all that stuff. The fact that, we're going to get our money back, even if it's at that, I'll take it, I'm fine with it. Yeah. So good stuff, interesting to me, Tasso. Yeah, something is better than nothing, exactly. Sounds like a good plan, and place it in safer accounts. Yeah, Yeah, and I always, there's of course popular YouTubers. George, of course, he's a, um, they always, of course, you always got to go with Bitcoin. You always got to go with Bitcoin, Ethereum also, and then you have, if you look at CoinGecko, you got your top. Although Tether, I don't have any Tether. So there's some that I would not really. Tether's one of them. No, really, I don't have any Tether. USDT. I do have USDC. Of course, Cardano. I go with top 10, even top 20. Dogecoin is still good. Also, Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is actually 19. I have Shiba Inu. I have some Shiba Inu. Okay. Polygon, of course. Chainlink. AVAX. There's some. There's pretty good. I have some Litecoin. I have some. Like I said, I have dozens. But one thing I will not be doing is even if Gemini Earn ever comes back in any other type of, they ever decide to reopen that, and no, I wouldn't. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. It ain't gonna be no second time. That's it. There will not be a second time. Not gonna happen. So, yeah. And also, let me actually, I can check. Actually, I'll check right here. Meta. I can put Meta. Because I know Meta 484. And that's not the Meta, of course, announced recently also that we own Meta, which is Facebook. By the way, for those of you that don't know what Meta is, it's Facebook. And we bought them since IPO, since, 12 years ago now? 100 shares of Meta. I never thought this day would come, but it's going to happen in sometime in March. I believe it's about the 20th. Meta's going to start paying a dividend. So that is great news for that. For people that own Facebook stock, Meta, they're going to start paying dividend. And it's going to be a 50 cents per share dividend, which is good. So now those that invest in Meta, now you can reinvest your dividends, and buy more Meta stock or whatever. In our case, we're very happy about that. We're very, very happy. My wife is very happy about that, especially when I told her the announcement. So that's why their stock skyrocketed a couple of weeks ago. Week before last. Not this past week. Yeah, late last week. When they made that announcement that they were going to start paying dividends, which is pretty cool. And we all love dividends. We all love dividends. So you invest in stocks. I tell people, not financial advice, people. Please, no disclaimer here. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not a certified financial planner or anything like that. But we all love dividend stocks. I know I do. It's a great way to build up over time. Especially, like Tassel, you're pretty young. You're under 30. Build up nice portfolio with dividend stocks. Not telling you I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm saying that's what we've been doing. All right. So let me go back up here. So yes, Meta will be paying dividends. I believe around March 20th, they're going to start paying dividends. Quarterly dividends. Okay? Yeah. So let me read some of this over here. So I got 2 people watching here. Anybody want to participate? Feel free to participate. And I know I had a couple of new subscribers recently. I know I didn't make videos, and I didn't make videos for a while on this channel because what am I going to talk about? Doom and gloom in the crypto market. And that's what happened. I took a break for a while, and I'm not gonna. One thing I said about this channel is not gonna be like a other finance channel or crypto channel. I'm not gonna be, pushing out pump and dump crypto and all that. I get messages all the time for that stuff. Oh, we want to give you this this token. You want to talk about it? I said, nah, it's okay. I'm not interested. I don't care for it. This channel's not about that. This channel is not only a crypto channel. It's about all types of investing. Okay? Stock market, of course, retirement. Most people have 401k plans or 453 or whatever, retirement plans and stuff like that. And, you'd be surprised how many people, when you work at a company and they're filling out their paperwork and we got a retirement plan and they're 401k and they're like, what should I do? And they're like, and I look at them and say, do you even know what you want to put your money into? They're like, no. And I'm like, and do you not bother to read about it? And they don't understand that. And a lot of people don't have patience for that. When you're investing in something like dividend stocks, it's not for you to buy stock today and a few months from now you flip it. It doesn't work that way. History prove, if you go, the longer you keep you invested in it, especially a company, a real good company, big company, a blue chip company, you're gonna make money. For the most part. Again, it's not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball. A lot of it is patience. A lot of it is, I made that mistake. I panic sold 3 times in my life. I panic sold. Have I not panic sold all of those 3 times? I would be a lot better off today. I could say that. I could say I would be a lot better off today. So this is why, this is to remind people not to panic sell. Even the crypto, all this stuff got beaten down. I could have panic sold. Well, not I wasn't going to. But have I panic sold all these gains that we're getting back, we would have lost all that. You would have lost all that. Sometimes it gets beaten down. You have to hold it and be patient and have faith that, especially, I'm not talking about no, bullshit coin. I'm talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're going to bounce back. Be patient. You understand? Be patient. Same thing with stock, like Meta. Meta took a beating a few times because of earnings or because they were in front of Congress. Now they want to regulate it more. This is woman, of course. I live here in Yonkers. This happened in Tasso. You know about the story. There's this woman now that she's suing the mother of it was 15-year-old boy, I believe. He was subway surfing. And, whenever you subway surf, I'm going to tell you, subway surfing is not a social media phenomenon thing. Growing up in the Bronx as a kid, I knew people that did that stuff, which is crazy. I would never do that. Never ever subway surf. I knew a couple of people that did that, which is, like I said, just fucking crazy. I don't know. But they did. And those are the type of kids that you didn't want to be around them. That your mother would tell you, I don't want you hanging with this guy. This kid is trouble. Everybody grew up around kids like that. So this kid, of course, he subway surfed. What happened? He hit some kind of was it overhead overhead beam or something, fell onto the track, got hit by another train, or got, I don't forget. Anyway, he's dead. He died. He got killed. You know, my heart goes out to the family. And apparently it's because he was watching a lot of, social media, a lot of, TikTok and whatever. And they, because people do that stuff. People do all this crazy shit just to get views. Like those people that climb those tall buildings and all that. Same thing, subway surfing, the same thing. So I guess this kid, all he did was watch these videos and he decided to subway surf. And he was going to make a video on it, I guess, or whatever. And he got killed. So now the mother wants to sue Meta, TikTok, and I believe the state of New York, or the MTA for her son's death. Okay? Which I think is absurd, because first of all, it's not Meta's fault. It's not TikTok's fault. It's not the MTA's fault. Because now, of course, you're blaming the MTA because they made it accessible for the kid to climb up to the top of the train. When last time I checked, when I take the train, 100% of the people are inside the car sitting down minding their business. Okay? Including me. I have no desire of going outside that car. Even when I was hanging out with those type of people. Because I had those type of people in my life. Okay? I had people like that in my life. I remember as a kid one time, I got to tell you a quick story. I'll tell you this story, and I'm going to tell you what happened to this kid eventually. Of course, growing up in the Bronx, there was this kid. I'm not going to say his name. It was a group of us. Like, I think it was about 6 of us. We were going by Clemente State Park, and there's a bridge there. It's called High Bridge. And, it's right there, what's that river? What's that river I'm trying to, East River. No, not the East River. Excuse the Harlem River. The other side of my hand, right here. That would be the East River. Oh my God, my geography is all over. Anyway, so of course the bridge is a roadway on top, but you have these beams that kind of go like this. So in other words, if you climb underneath the bridge, you have the structure, right? Like the iron, the beams, iron beams and all that. And gradually it goes all the way to the top underneath the roadway. And then it goes back down. It's like an arch. So, of course, this kid, the one that's always want to do crazy shit. Okay? Of course, there's no filter in my channel. No PG rating doesn't work here. He's always like, oh, yo, you want to walk underneath the bridge? Let me go to the other side and come back. And, my best friend at the time was this other kid. And we looked at each other right away because, our mom always told us about the crazy ones. So I looked at him and I'm shaking my head like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing that shit. I'm not climbing up. First of all, I can't swim. So if I were to climb that bridge and fall into the water, I'm going to drown. That's the first thing I thought about was, fuck no, because if I fall in the water, I'm going to drown anyway. Now, if you fall off the bridge from up there, you're going to die anyway, because you're going to die of the impact. So I kind of already knew about that. So I'm looking at my friend, I said, no, I'm not going to do that. So, of course they come, oh, well, you scared? People try to, the kids are, you scared? You chicken shit with her? Yeah. I'm going back home. Right? Bye. So I left. My friend looked at me, and he had a choice. He said, he could go with them or go with me. I said, you know what? He did the right thing. He came with me. Of course, that day, the other 5 or the other 4 decided to try to do that. Of course, that day, they wound up not doing that. I think they climbed up about not even a third of the way. They actually tried to do it. And from what I heard the stories, when they came back, they tried to do a third of the way, about a quarter of the way, and then they had cold feet and they came back. Yeah, high bridge. So it's over so underneath it, okay? We're talking about underneath the high bridge. So they came back and they were talking about, oh, we went all the way almost there, and you look down and you can see the birds flying below you, and I'm like, and there's bird shit all over the thing. I was like, okay, whatever. They give me all these details. I'm like, okay, whatever. And, none of them got hurt that day. But you already see a pattern with this kid. This kid was always the type of person that always looked for trouble. If we went to a block party or a house party, he was always the one that used to get into a fight. He was a troublemaker. The word trouble followed this kid. So, me and my friend, we said, no, we're not going to hang with them no more. And every time they want to go, so, you want to go to, you want to go sneak over here at this pool and all that? We would say, nope. Nah, it's okay. We're going to stay in the block. We're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to do anything. Okay. And, in another year or so, I would stay. Of course, I like to stay in the block. I didn't like to wander in other neighborhoods too much because, it's just not a good idea. We knew that. Like, if you go with another group of guys going to other people's neighborhoods or other people, you're going to get jumped at some point. So, a year later, I didn't see this kid for months. He would just come with my other friend, other guy in the block. And they was always talking about the crazy shit they were doing. So, one day I heard that the kid tried to rob a grocery store. He tried to rob a store. And the owner had a nice surprise for him. So he got killed. He got killed trying to rob a bodega. He got shot up. And that was the end of his story. And, and I remember that because me and my friend would always talk about that one day this kid's going to get killed. He's going to get killed because he's one of those kids that he just likes to get in trouble. And you're going to have people like that in your life. You're going to have people like that they're going to try to, egg you on to do things that you don't want to do. And that's what happened to him. And he died. He was only 15 when he got killed. 15. Okay? 15. He got killed. He got shot up for trying to rob a grocery store. Okay? And and I used to write graffiti. That guy used to write graffiti too. He got, and that was another thing. When I used to write locally. Trust me, it's vandalizing. Please don't do it. But when I did it, it was like, oh, whatever. But this guy was like, oh, he used to always go to the train yards and do all that. I didn't go that far. I didn't want to go to inside train yards and do all that because I knew it was dangerous. If I wrote on the wall somewhere, I never tried to climb up a freaking bridge to tie up or anything like that. Because I knew people that did that. I knew people that climbed up like billboards and do all that type of stuff. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. So, going back to the story, this kid, Subway Surfer, whose fault is that? That's not Meta's fault. That's not Meta's fault. That's not TikTok's fault. That's not the MTA's fault because the MTA, she's suing them because the MTA didn't make it accessible. What do you mean by that? You mean that if I want to go from one car to another, one train car to another, they all should be locked? The reason why they're not locked is because of emergency. You understand? So because one kid decided, one 15-year-old, was influenced because apparently he was influenced, which I think is bullshit. He wasn't, the kid was going to do it no matter what. That's the point I'm trying to say. And her as the mom of the kid, I'm sorry. I'm going to say you failed that kid. You failed that kid. Because first of all, where's the father? Where's the father of this kid? Where's the father of this kid that decided to climb on that train and try to subway surf? You see what I'm saying? So the kid, this is why, I have a son, and I have two daughters. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them know from the get go. I'm sorry, that you don't blame. You're using it as a scapegoat. Do not blame Meta. Do not blame TikTok. Do not blame the MTA because I'm gonna say because you fucked up as a mom, and you want to use them as a scapegoat to get. Now you want to get paid. That's what happened. Some ambulance chasing lawyer probably told her, "Listen, we can get some kind of settlement for this," and that's what's gonna happen. She's gonna get a payday out of it. It might not go to trial. They're going to settle for something, and she's still going to get a nice payday at the expense of her own kid. Okay? It's not that, yeah, if I get hate comment for that, you know what? Bring it on. I don't give a shit. Okay? But that's the truth. Okay? Okay? Blaming, social media because your kid wanted to climb on the train and, blaming the MTA for making it accessible. What? Make it accessible about what? You know how you get on top of the train? Because I know it's not a social media phenomenon. It happened back in the 80s. Subway surfing. It probably even happened in the 70s. Who knows what? It happened. Like I said, I know because I seen it in the 80s. I was a teenager in the early 80s, and I saw it. I saw a freaking kid on top of the 4 train going down. You know what I'm saying? I saw it. It's not a social media thing, so you can't blame social media for that. If the kid is gonna do it, he's gonna do it. That's it. And we had kids like that. I had kids that jumped from roof to roof. Remember that? For some of you old timers, jump, and I didn't do that. My friend they used to go from roof. If there was a gap. It's like maybe one roof to another roof. He would do a running start and jump to the next roof if there was a gap. Of course, you know what's going to happen. There's no margin for error. If you try to jump from one roof to another and you fuck up, guess what happens? You die. You're going to fall down to the 6 floors down or whatever the tall building is, and you die. So I didn't want to take that chance. I never took that chance. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me. I never took that chance. So people, people call you, oh, you scared. That's right, I'm scared. Better be scared and still alive. And wow, people point to some other kid that I can jump in. Come on, you kidding me? And I'm not immune. I done some stupid shit. I snuck into train yards. And I could, I didn't know better. I could have stepped on a third rail and got zapped. Or got hit by another train. You understand what I'm saying? But it didn't happen. Thank God it didn't happen. But this woman suing these Meta and TikTok and the MTA and the city, who knows what else she wants to sue. It's just to get a payday. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. I don't care. They want to bring on the hate, bring on the hate. And that's what it is. She failed. Because I saw this. I first saw that. I read the comments on some of those videos, and a lot of people, I'm gonna say 80% of them, probably close to 90, they're gonna say, yeah, you know what, the mother's just trying to get a payday now. And the question was, where's the father? Where's the father? Again, if there would have been a father in the kid's life, the kid probably wouldn't acted up so much. Okay. So who the hell? And let me tell you something. I've been on top of a subway car. As a technician when I used to work for Bombardier on the R142 car. I actually had to climb on top of the subway car. And of course I went on a scaffold and I had to, it's scary. Even when the train is not moving, it's already scary. Okay, just climbing out. Because, for those of you who don't know, subway car, the air conditioning unit usually is one big, it has to be hoisted with a crane, like there's a hoist. That thing weighs like a ton. So it has to be guided into the place. And then there's a few bolts to secure it. And then so you have to be on top of that car. So I've done that. I've been on top of the cars. It's scary. On top of that car. Now imagine the train when it's rolling at 50, 60 miles an hour. And you're too busy trying to film yourself while you're doing that. All it takes is one overhead beam hit you, and that's it. You're done. You're done. That's what happened. So and this time, MTAs, they're not gonna. But unfortunately, what's gonna happen is they might settle because it's cheaper to settle than to fight it. You see what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen. Unfortunately, because there's signs everywhere. Even when you go on the train, right, the subway, there's cars. Please do not walk between cars. So they're telling you, please do not open this door to go between cars. And we've done it 100 times. I've done it 1,000,000 times. I walk between cars. I even rode between cars. I remember, well, we can't do that anymore, but I remember I would stand and, between cars. I would just, of course, I would hold on. And I would be right there, right in between cars. Because maybe the car was too crowded. And me and my friend would be like between cars, just ride it all the way, till we, Would I do that now? No, I wouldn't do that now. First of all, because especially now, you'll get a ticket. Go get arrested. I don't know. But because I've done that, I'm guilty of that, riding between cars. Would I climb up there? What is that? No, I would never. I never thought about doing that. Never thought about it. Even when I knew a couple of people that were doing that. You see, and this, like I said, this is not a social media phenomenon. This has been going on. It's just now you can show it more. That's all it is. What social media is, you can just show. You can make a video and potentially millions of people can see that. That's all it is. That's the only dynamic about it now. And that could be anything. Even those people that go into the construction site and they climb those tall buildings and they climb up on the crane of that tall building. You see what I'm saying? You can't blame others for that. The kid, unfortunately, and of course he's gone now. If it wouldn't have been this, it would have been something else later on. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm telling you, because my story with this kid was like that. This kid was like, he wanted to climb underneath High Bridge. He's the type of that person that when he would go bombing on the graffiti bombing, he would climb like the tallest areas, billboards, and go up there because he wanted to be like, I get up, I'm out, that's what they call it. I get up. He'll climb on the billboard that, basically he'll be trespassing. He'll do everything. Me, I said, no, I'm not doing all that. I'll write down here. You can write up there. Go ahead. Good luck. Good luck on that. I'm going to write right here. I'm just going to write right here. You see what I'm saying? So that kid, unfortunately, may he rest in peace, but it was inevitable that this kid was, because we all have kids, we all know somebody like that. We all know somebody that this kid is wired a little bit differently. He's known to do more crazy shit or get in trouble or whatever, and that's what happened. So no, you can't go sue everybody, and this is gonna probably get a settlement. It's unfortunate. And let me read some of the comments here, and then let's see what else we can talk about here. So thank you, Tassel, for hanging on here. Yeah. So you remember hearing about him. Yeah, this happened a few months ago, I believe, a couple of months ago or so, whatever. And then the lawsuit just happened last week. So she's gonna sue she wants to sue. She's gonna sue. Well, she wants to sue. They already. I don't know if it's gonna hold up in court, but that's what happened. Yeah, diversify. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you're talking about FTX. You heard about, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Diversify. FTX, yeah. And I'm gonna say it's a double-edged sword when it comes to regulation. In New York, since I lived in New York, we couldn't open up an FTX account. So that actually saved me. Regulation actually saved me from, because we're in New York State, we were not allowed to open up FTX. So, it's a double-edged sword. Is it overly regulated? Yeah, it is. But in this case, have FTX would have been available to me here in New York, knowing me, I would have put some money in FTX. I would have lost it all on that particular thing with FTX. I would have lost it. And also, what was the other one that recently? Well, not recently. It been was it Voyager? That was another one that went by the wayside. You know, and like I said, the Gemini earned this is a New York State regulated exchange, and this happened with earn. Okay, it happened with that. You figure, oh, Gemini, what else can go wrong? It's Gemini. It's backed by New York State. Blah 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 blah. But like I said, I'm glad that we're gonna get at least, the investment that we put in before November 16, 2022. I'm glad we're gonna get that at least. All right, I'm gonna go back here. So let me read the comments. Excuse me. Let me read the comments, catch up over here. Yeah, Bernie Madoff comes to mind when thinking about Ponzi schemes. Yeah. And for example, the victims of that, scam, a lot of them, I believe, never got their money back, never got any money back. So when Gemini says that, at least, I'm gonna say it. We're gonna come out lucky in this case. At least. Well, I'm not, like I said, I'm happy that we got the news. Now, until I see it on my balance, that's another story. Until I see it on my account, where I can withdraw it, I'll be more happier. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, I'm still skeptical until that amount reaches to my, basically to my wallet, or converted to cash or whatever, and it goes to out. Then I'll be happier. Yeah, you have to see it to believe it. Exactly. Tesla, IBM stock is doing very well with all of this AI stuff. Another one that's doing very well is Nvidia. Nvidia is the one that's really doing well. Nvidia, Nvidia, they make video cards, video chipset, and all that. So they're also AI. They're involved with AI chips and all that. Of course, Nvidia stock is right now. It's what is it? Last check, I check. What is it? 700 and it's like almost 800. I think it was 790 something. Yeah. So. Yeah, chip maker. IBM is also IBM. What IBM? I know IBM does like services now, and because they got out of the whole PC thing, they're not doing no more personal computers. They don't do no more laptop. Their laptop they sold it to Lenovo. So I know they still sell servers. I believe. I know they make servers, and I think they also do that just support server. I remember 25 years ago, when I had a job interview with IBM, I was finishing up in college, and they invited me to the IBM place here in Connecticut. I think it was Waterbury, Connecticut. And when I went in the facility, I was like, wow. I mean, you see nothing but, of course, everything is like high security. And then they took us to like the server data center. And they show us all the servers. And the backup is all like robotic. Robot arm putting in the backup tape and all that. We're talking about 25 years ago. And I was like, man, it would be nice to work here. Of course, I didn't get that job. And I was like, I was disappointed. I didn't get the job. But the fact that I got invited to it was like, I was like, wow, I didn't think they were going to invite me. I just saw my resume, and I was like, wow. But I think that's what they do now. I think they're just doing servers and data management, like data center stuff. You know, and they're out of the PC business and the laptop notebook business. So yeah. Yeah, High Bridge is over the Harlem River. Yeah, so that's the bridge that, they wanted to, and I was like, hell no. I looked at my friend. I said, I ain't doing that. And then the other two, the other four were like, one of them. Of course, it was like one of them were like, man, are you scared? I'm like, yeah. Are you scared? Yeah. One, I can't swim, and to this day, I still can't swim. And this is like when I was what? I was probably what, like 14, 15 when that happened. Because I was older than the kid that eventually got killed. He was younger than me. He was actually, I think, 13 when I was around 15. So he's like, man, you scared? I was like, man, shut up. Cause I still could have kicked. I still would have kicked his ass. He's a skinny kid, but he had the biggest mouth. But he was buddies with the other kids, and I was like, they all had, they all like they were like the bad crowd at the time. And I was like, me and my friend, because my friend's parents are strict with him. And I would look at him, and I was like, we're looking at each other, and he's already shaking his head. I said, I'm going to go by what he's saying. Because I'm already saying no, and he's already saying hell no. So I'm going to go with him. Hell no, we're out of here. Good luck. We're going back home. And they're like, man, you suck. They're like, whatever. You suck. They say that, but I would have kicked the kid's ass. The other kid, too, they would have like, you soft. I'm like, yeah, soft, but I still kick your ass. I'm soft because I don't want to do it. That's why I think I'm soft, because, And it turned out that's what happened. A year later, caught up to him. They caught up to him. That's always the case with some people. So that mother that wants to sue for her son's subway surfing, she's just looking for a payout. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say I feel for her loss and all that, but at this point, you just want to. I know, and they show the I'm not gonna show it here, but they show they made a news article out of it. And of course, the media wants to be like, oh, poor, oh, it's blame TikTok, blame social media. No, something must have happened to him that, what, you probably was too busy in your life. You let him do whatever he want, and you didn't have that talk with him about why, you didn't monitor him. You didn't monitor him, whatever it was. Maybe you didn't put your foot down when you should have put your foot down. I don't know. Had that would have prevented him? Probably not anyway. Because like I said, you're always gonna have those you're always gonna have those kids that no matter what, they're just gonna get into trouble. Look at my son's classroom right now. My son is 9 years old. He's in in third grade right now. My son is a very shy kid. Like me when I was small. But when you look at kids in a group, you could point them out right away. There's gonna be one or two, or maybe even three of them that are gonna be they're too excited. They can't keep their mouth shut. They're always doing something stupid, or they try to bully some kid. There's something also, if you sample a group of kids, you're always gonna have a few of those. And those are the ones you gotta watch out for. Those are the ones that your mom tells you, I don't want you to be with that kid. I don't want you playing with that kid. I don't want you hanging out with that kid. My mom did that with me. My mom used to look at them and tell me, I don't want you to be hanging out with this kid. Because they would, because I remember growing up, and she said it. She said, because I know this kid smokes. I seen them smoke. It's want to smoke, whatever. And she would tell me, I don't want you hanging with them. And I'll be like, okay. And she was right. She was right. Mothers know best. She was right. She was right. She would tell me, I don't want you hanging with this one. I don't want you hanging with this one. And she's spot on. She was spot on. Growing up, she was spot on. Mother's intuition, whatever it was, she was spot on. because of course as we got older and into adulthood and all that, so and so went to prison. This one is dead. This one is a crackhead. That's what happened. This one is in and out of jail to this day. In and out of jail. Every time I see him, I just got out. That's his line. That was his line. Hey, what you doing? What's up, Jay? What you been up to? I just got out. You got out again? Okay, I didn't know you was in the first place. But okay, good luck to that. I just got out, and I have to go over here. I have to go to my probation, parole, whatever. It's always something with. It's always something tied up with, criminality. Some people are like that. Some you're gonna have. I grew up in the Bronx. You're gonna have people. You're gonna have people that I live in Yonkers. It's not that far away. And we wish you could move somewhere more quieter. It's not in the cards right now. It's not in the budget, I guess, or whatever. But I'm fine here. But you're always gonna have those people, and you're gonna have people like that. They're gonna be in and out. They're gonna be like, and of course that's why I have a personal Facebook. I don't have nobody from my past because I see it. Some people never change. Some people the hood never gets it. Some people the hood never comes out of them. They always bring up, remember Danny when you did that? I said, I don't want to talk about that no more. That was a different person. I was a kid back then. Remember when you did this? Remember this? Like, no, I don't want to remember that. So this whole thing about she wants to sue Meta and all that, and it's just ridiculous. Yeah. Exactly, tax at the expense of taxpayers. Exactly, that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna settle, and somebody's gonna pay for that. For that, yeah, exactly. Just don't do it. Period. Very dangerous. Exactly. It's easy to point the finger at somebody else. And say, and that's why I love to read the comments on some of that stuff, and I'd be like, and people say, no, she failed as a parent. That's it. And maybe that was too harsh, that she failed as a parent, because unfortunately, sometimes kids are gonna do what they're gonna do. I'm the youngest of 8. I'm the youngest of 8. Seven males and 1 female. I'm the youngest. Out of all of us, one was a career criminal, crack addict. He's missing now. Okay, he's missing. He's been missing for over 20 years. He's missing. Cause he went that route. That was it. Then I have a couple of more that day. To this day, they're still doing drugs. Okay? They're still, and that's their choice. And one of them is married, and he's doing okay, even though he's a functioning, what do they call it, functional drug addict. The other one lives alone. That's the one that used to live here. He doesn't want to listen to nobody. He doesn't want to clean up after himself. So finally, he left his house. He chose that. Now the welcome mat is gone. As soon as he left out of here, I slammed the door right behind him. He burned that bridge. I have 2 that live in here. My brother and my sister live in the Bronx. I have three of them live in the Bronx. 2 of them live together in an apartment. The other one lives in a room somewhere. I have one that's married in Puerto Rico. I have one that lives in Massachusetts. My oldest one passed away. He passed away a few years ago. Complications of diabetes. But, out of 8 of them, one of them was, the one that's missing, he was a career criminal. and the other two they were borderline for a while. One of them straightened himself out a little bit. The other one is still a knucklehead. And we all have the same mom. And of course, no dad. I had no dad. You know, that excuse about you don't have a dad. You know, yeah, it does it. Um, did my odds went up? That something bad was gonna happen because I never had that. Yeah, because I think about it. I say if I would have had a dad, and he would have been, a good dad, I wouldn't have done half of the shit. Most of the stuff that I would have done, I would have never done. Because I know my father would have probably laid down the law on me. You see what I'm saying? You know? I know I'm putting it, hypothetical and simple. You know, if he was a good dad or whatever, yeah. But of course, our dad was not the case. That's why my mom had to leave. So, I feel for the mother of this kid, but, blaming everybody else for that is not, because you're going to have to live with it. Even though she's going to get a nice payout, she's the one that's going to have to live with it. Now, maybe she could have done more. All right? So 1 hour and 16 minutes in the books. Anybody want to talk about anything for the next maybe 45 minutes? And then you can ask me any question you want to ask me. And let me go to the portfolio. This is one of the portfolios that we have. So as you can see, Bitcoin much better. Of course, I'm disappointed with AMP. I'm very disappointed with the AMP token. See, I'm down on this one. $2,162. I'm still down 94%. And AMP token. Okay? So that goes to show you that, So yeah, even though Bitcoin is rallying, AMP token is going up now, but it's nowhere near the original amount. I'm down 94%. Okay, so I'm way. And I don't know if it's ever going to recover, because remember, AMP token, I believe, is tied up with the. It is part of. I think Gemini is part of it and all that. So of course I have no faith in it. I think when it gets a certain point, I at this point, just gotta keep holding on to it, because otherwise it'll be a real loss on that one. Yeah. So you can ask me whatever you want to ask me. It's okay. It's just me and you now. Basically me and you. I think two people were watching at one time. And two people were watching. Yeah. But yes, I tell people all the time, people ask me, about you investing in crypto? I'm like, yeah. What you would invest in? I said, which one you? First question I asked them, what you know about crypto? I know about Bitcoin. I said, okay. So what that means? If you're gonna invest in crypto, you're gonna invest in the most famous one out of all, right? The big. It's the one with it's the number one crypto on CoinGecko. Of course, it's the highest market cap. $1 trillion now, 1.2 trillion. Okay, that's the one you're gonna invest in. And that's the one that I tell people. You're gonna invest in crypto. Obviously, Bitcoin is the one you're gonna invest first, and then Ethereum will be second. And then you have to do your research. because BNB is Binance token. Of course, in my case in New York, it's not readily available here, so I just can't buy BNB. I have to do some swapping to get BNB. So BNB is the native token of Binance. And even here in New York, we don't even have access to Binance.us. So, and I remember before this whole thing imploded, Binance was very close to being approved here in New York. They were very close. But I believe New York wanted, I forgot what it was. I think they wanted them to kind of like open the books a little more. They wanted to see. And I think Binance was saying, no, I'm not going to do that. How complicated does it get in terms of crypto? It's not that complicated at all now. Because now you get for example, now on Gemini, I get a form 1099. At the end of the year, I get a 1099 for Gemini, and I get a 1099 from Coinbase. Those are the two accounts that I have crypto. Okay. Of course, now I'm not paying for any of them because I'm at a loss. So it's the same thing. It's basically the same thing as a stock. If you buy something at this price, for example, if I buy, an example, Bitcoin. Say you buy Bitcoin at, 57,000, whatever it is. And it goes up and it goes up to like 60 right now, 61,000, right? And you sell at 61,000. You made a profit. You made a profit, right? So you have to report that. You have to report that profit. Of course, now it's gotten better. Now they're required to send that. Years ago it wasn't the case. Now they're required to send that. So it's like a stock, the same thing. So for example, Gemini, they have a 1099. What is it called? 1099. I've off the top of my head, I can't even remember right now, because I haven't. I've been at a loss. I've been at a loss for a few years now. So it basically is zero right now. Zero. I'm not paying any tax on it because I'm at a loss. Okay. Overall, I'm still at a loss. If I were to show you my Gemini account, I'm still at a loss. I'm still way below what I invested. I'm at a loss right now. So for tax purposes right now, I'm at a loss. But if say you make a profit, then yeah, you have to report that. So of course that's going to be reflected in your, whichever. Now I don't know the ones outside of the ones that I have. Coinbase, they do have a 1099 available ready. So when you're going to do your taxes, I just go into Coinbase and I get a PDF copy of the 1099. Then I got to put those numbers in my tax. Same thing with Gemini. So it's not that complex. It's just like a stock. Basically the same thing. There was a time where it was more complicated, but that's not the case anymore. Like for example, if you were to take your, I don't want to get to that because it's going to confuse the hell out of you. It will be confusing for a lot of, But if you have it in a regulated exchange, because that's what this is, Coinbase and Gemini are regulated, right? Because that's what I recommend. You put, if you're gonna buy Bitcoin, buy from a regulated exchange. You can buy actually, and even Robinhood. You can buy Bitcoin in Robinhood. And again, and now Robinhood, if you buy Bitcoin and stocks, they're all gonna be lumped up into 1099, I believe. And yeah, 1099, and it's gonna break down everything. So everything's gonna be in a 1099. I forgot. I don't know which one is it. I could look it up. Actually, I could look it. Let me look it up. I don't want to put it on the screen here and look it up. I could look it up right here. Give me a second. Okay, oh, my phone's really blowing up. I'll tell you right now. Just give me 1 minute. Excuse me. So it's a 1099K. That's what okay. Yeah. So it's a 1099K because there's several 1099. There's a 1099G. That's for gambling. I believe 1099G is like if you go to a casino. It depends on the casino because some of them just give you cash and they don't even give you they don't report it. Anyway, you want to learn about taxes. So you know what? We could talk about this right now, actually. Since nobody else is asking anything, I can talk about it for a few minutes here. For example, I'll give you a couple examples. I'll give you 2 casinos that I won money in. When I went to Niagara Falls, the casino there was Indian run casino. You know, Native American. When I say Indian, I mean Native American. When I won there, they pay you, right? I think it depends on the dollar amount. I don't know how that works. Anyway, they just give you cash. I didn't have to write it down. I didn't have to fill out a form before they paid me. They just paid you. That's it. You know, it wasn't like $30,000. It was just a few $100s. Now, when I went to Atlantic City, and I forgot what casino it was. It might have been one of the ones that are no longer there. It might have been the Taj Mahal. I don't remember. Trump Taj Mahal. I forgot what it was. I remember hitting, a big payout. When I say big, it's not. I'm talking about $1,500. No, it was another slot machine, but it was probably one of those. I think it was a showboat, which I don't think is there either. Showboat. I remember winning $1,500 on one, and then, but before they paid me, I had to fill out a form. So that one, and since it's New Jersey, Atlantic City, that one was more, I had to fill out a form because they're going to report that $1,500 that I won to the IRS. So I had to fill out a form, it's a form, you had to fill it out. And they ask you for ID, you fill it out. They keep that form. At the end of the year, they send it to the IRS, whatever. I got back a 1099G for that one of $1,500 because they didn't take out taxes right there, right? So I had to report that. I had to report those winnings when I did my taxes. Did you win anything in the casino? Whatever. If so, 1099G. So I had to. They mail you the 1099G. Before after January 1st, following year. 1099G. So that one I had to report it. So it was $1,500. Yeah, so it was $1,500. I remember $1,500. So that casino, since they reported that I won that money, I got a 1099G. You have to report that. Because otherwise, you could get audited and say, well, why you didn't report this $1,500 that you won? Because, by the way, that $1,500, you're going to have to pay a tax on it. Because they're going to add that. Remember, when you do taxes, I don't know if you ever done taxes yet, Tasso. I know you did. You're doing accounting and all that. When you first do your taxes, you have to put all your income first. Your job income, whatever. That's your W. Jesus Christ. I'm having a Biden moment right now. Jesus Christ. W-2. You got to put all your W-2s. First you do all your W-2s. Then you do any other income, like self-employed income. If you work for like Google. For example, like on my Danny Shortwave channel, right? I'm monetizing Google, right? Google's paying me now. they're gonna send me. They already sent it to me actually for last year. They already sent it to me. They send you a 1099. That's self-employed. What Google paid me last year. What Google paid me last year, because of YouTube, I get a 1099 for that. I have to report that. That's self-employment income. So even though they didn't take out no taxes on that yet, I have to report it. Bam. Okay? So here comes the casino. I won $1,500 in Atlantic City, and I had to fill out the paperwork for that. You're going to get that 1099G. I think it's 1099G. Not one. You're going to put it under gamblings and winnings, whatever the hell it is, for that. Las Vegas, I won in Las Vegas. I didn't have to do anything. I won in Las Vegas, by the way. When I went to Las Vegas, I won about... I was playing video poker, I remember, and I got a royal flush. I was playing video poker. And I won about $1,400. And they just paid me. Bing, 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 bing. That's it. I didn't have to fill out no paperwork. Because in the state of Nevada, I think because state of Nevada, there's no, I think no income tax for that. You know, something like that. Anyway, they just paid me, and that's it. I didn't have to fill out no, only Atlantic City, I had to fill out a form, and they reported that. Yeah. So, you know. And then also, so the same thing with crypto. Crypto, you're gonna get a 1099K. So your for example, Coinbase sent me an email saying, "Oh, your tax documents are here. You can log in. Here's your tax documents, 1099K. You're gonna need that to fill out that part of the same thing with the stocks. 1099 for dividends. Any dividends you earn, 1099. What is it? DIV. What is it called? And then if you earn interest, is a 1099. That one, INT, whatever, something like that. Yeah. So you're gonna have 1099 for interest. You're gonna have a 1099 for dividends. For each stock, you're gonna get a 1099 for that. But if you have yours in like for example, Stockpile, I have Stockpile, Robinhood, you're gonna get a 1099 of all those things in one sheet. Okay, it's not gonna be like, but it's 1099s. So get familiar with that. If you have a job, it's a W-2. But if you're other income like stocks, bonds, crypto, you're gonna deal with a lot of 1099s. Self-employment, 1099. That's gonna be part of your income. So you gotta So if you say you have a regular job, I don't have one now, but if I had a regular job, you get the W-2 for every job that you have. If you're working 2 jobs, you're gonna get 2 W-2s. One for this job, one for this job. You're gonna get that. You're gonna fill that out, W-2 and the tax thing. You know how you do of course, now you have tax software. You could do all that yourself. When I first learned about income taxation, we still did it with the software, but it was like DOS-based software. It wasn't even Windows-based software. Now you just TurboTax or whatever, Tax Act. You can even do it online. I think they have something that's online now. They ask you questions. It's much easier now. You just name and address and all that. Your social security number or your TIN number if you're self-employed. Tax identification number if you're self-employed. If you're a corporation or whatever, LLC or whatever. And then you have, marital status. You got to do all that first. Then they start asking, the first question they ask you is the income. You got to reveal all your income. Because that's they're going to put all that together. That's going to be based on how much they add up all that. If it goes over a certain threshold, then you're on this tax bracket. If it goes to a certain threshold, then you're on this tax bracket. So you're going to take all that income, adjust it, gross income, Then next thing you know is going to be all your credits, your tax credit. That means, for example, if it's below a certain amount, if you do like standard deduction, there's a fixed rate for that. If you're single, if you're married with children, there's a fixed rate for that. So that's going to minus your, your gross income. There's going to be a difference. Then that's going to call that adjusted gross income. Then finally, that's going to be whether you're going to wind up owing or, you're going to wind up owing tax or you're going to get a refund. It's pretty simple. It's not that complicated. People look at it as complicated. It gets more complicated when you have, they do offer, but I think you have to be, I don't know, maybe they do it for everybody now. Maybe I think it's below a certain amount. Because, and that's another thing. If you're single and you only have if you're single and you only have one source of income, like a like just one job and you're single, you're going to do the 1040 easy. 1040 easy, right? If you're married, what is this? There's 1040. There's 1040 easy and there's 1040A, I believe. I'm trying to remember now. My wife's been doing my taxes. She's been doing all the taxes for the last couple of years. So I think the 1040A is the one that you have. If you have self-employment and all that, then you're doing the 1040A, I believe. But the easy is only for single one. Just a single and a job. That's it. That's the easiest one because it's called easy. 1040 is what most people use. They're going to be either you're not single. In other words, either you're married or head of household. That means you have a dependent. Either you're married or you're head of household. Head of household means you could be a single parent with a child, or you're caring for an elderly person. Yeah, or married with filing. Yeah, but anyway, 1040. And I think 1048, I think one of them is the one that if you have now other income. Of course, if you have a mortgage, that's a whole nother thing you got to put into. Not everybody's paying rent and is single and only has a job with no investments. It's a lot more complicated. Some people have some people paying off a student loan. Some people paying off mortgage. That stuff can be deducted. So if you're paying off like a student loan or a mortgage, some of that stuff can be deducted. So when you file your income tax, some of that stuff that you're paying, some of it actually gets deducted to your. It can get complicated, but the main thing. Number one thing is I tell people is when you get all your tax things at the end of the year, after the new year, you start getting all your 1099s. Some of them they're not going to mail it to you. Some of them you're going to have to log into your account and download the PDF. And some of them, like from your job, you're going to get in the mail, right? Keep them all in one place. It happens to us all the time. We start, but what happened to the 1099 for this one? What happened to the 1099 this one? I don't know where you put it at. Now we have to go find it. As you getting them, put them in one area. Boom, 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 boom. Like what we do. And as she's filling out the tax thing, we're waiting for the next one to come. By the time because some of them we don't get them. We just got one today, February. The end of February. Sometimes they take a while. Some of them take up to a couple of end of February, even March. A 1099 will come in March for something, whatever, Not all of them come right after January 1st. Some of them come a month later. Some of them come like that. Interest from money in the bank, exactly. Yeah, even though it's low. Now, you don't have to report every single thing because there is a number. Like if you earn interest over $600 And you know, like you know, there's some of them is like if you earn interest over $600 in but we don't do it. We try to add up everything because it's gonna add up. Because when you start when you get to a point when you start earning, you know, a few $1,000s in interest, yeah, that's you got to report on that. You have to report on that. But what I'm saying is keep everything in one area. Put it in a I don't get a little shoebox or a bin. Make sure you put in there, put in there, put in there, because nothing is worth than there is a magic number for some things. Yeah, you know. So $600. Same thing with the 10. For example, last year I monetized right on Google. I didn't go over 600. I was way below, so I didn't really have to report it, and I had to. Now the year that I go over $600 in earnings, it can happen this year because so far this year, so far so good so far. Well, it's only been 2 months, but so far, if at the rate it's going now, I might be over that number. So next year, I'm gonna have to report this one this year and say, yeah, I went over $600 in income from YouTube, right? So now that has to be reported. Okay, I have to report that because last year it was under $300. I forgot what it was. It wasn't that much. It was like, you know, maybe $300. I forgot what was that. Oh yeah, it was I forgot. It was 300 something. But you know, we're gonna do the math. You don't have to, you know, but you know, we put it in there anyway because we have other stuff and we put it in there because you know it adds up. But you know, there is a number. Yeah, there is a number that yeah. Because years ago, and people think that let me read your comment. I'm sorry. So let me go back up here. So let me read some of the comments. I'll read some of the comments. Okay, mouse. Let's go back over here to mouse. Okay. So yeah, so it's not complicated. It's like any other asset or any other job or contract, a 1099. When I mean by 1099, all it is you could you could get 1099s for anything. I used to get when I had my websites back in the 90s and I had affiliates. You know, you ever heard of affiliate marketing where they pay you to put a banner on your website and you get a small commission? For example, Amazon. I get a 1099 from Amazon right now because I have Amazon affiliate. So, you know, it doesn't add up to much, but I still get a 1099 from Amazon. So it's not only YouTube. I have Amazon affiliate, right? I get a 1099 for that. I got a 1099 for that you know, I have to log in, or they'll mail it. I think they mail it. They mail it to me anyway, and I get 1099 for that. I also have AliExpress as one of my sponsors. But I haven't made anything from AliExpress. eBay, I have eBay affiliate. I got a sale from eBay the other day and they paid me. I saw my PayPal. I got paid. Well, it was only a few bucks for a commission. I sold something got sold on eBay, and I had put a link on one of my videos and it got sold and I went them. So eBay, you know, you're gonna get a 1099 from eBay too, because I have eBay affiliate. So anything that you get paid. You know, whether it's you putting up a banner or whatever, you know, and you know, so remember when you sign up for those affiliates, you had to put in all your information, right? You know, tax purposes, your social or your tax ID number if you're a business. And then as you're earning all that, you know, as you're earning whatever, you know, when I say all that, what I mean is whatever you earn, they have to report that. You have to report that. So at the end of the year, you're going to get a 1099 from, you know. So right now, for example, YouTube, Google, Amazon, for the Amazon affiliate or the Amazon store, I just got AliExpress a year ago. I've been with AliExpress for almost a year now. I haven't got nothing from it. I don't know if I made any sale yet on it. And eBay. Those are the 4 that I have so far. You know? And that's it. You know? for that channel, Danny Shortwave Radio DX, that's what that one, And that's everything. That super chat, everything adds up as income. So when people give me super chat and all that on that channel, that's all part of the That's all the part of the income that I'm gonna make it for that year. That's all gonna get taxed, or it's taxable, should I say? Okay. So New York State, I believe, offers free tax services for those who qualify or tax software. Okay. Now I know there was the free services for some. Like if you're making $100,000 a year, you're not gonna get free service. They're gonna say, "Get the hell out of here." Now if you're on you're making minimum wage or whatever, and yeah, you'll probably get free. They got free services, free. And they also have, that's another thing people forget, that they have, for example, I know some of them, I don't know if it was TurboTax or whatever. You can do your federal for free, but your state, no. Your state, you're still going to have to pay for that. So, and it depends. If it's not that complicated, it's still, 1040 Easy might be for free, but a 1040A, no, not going to be free. So you got to make sure it's not all, everything has a, otherwise everybody would be doing that, otherwise, we make $100,000 a year. No, you're not gonna do that for free. Somebody's gonna charge you. Well, you better do it yourself. All right. Tasso, married filing jointly, or some people may be filing separately. Yeah, that too. It can get real complicated for sure. It can, but that's another thing, Tasso. Yeah, then you have charitable donations. That's going to go, again, once you put all your income, then now you have the deductions. So that's going to be one of the deductions, a charitable contribution. If you donate to a charity, things like that, that's going to start knocking down your income amount. Deductions, for example, when I could still do it now with actually I could do it. I haven't done that because it hasn't got to that point yet. But when I was running websites and I had banner ads and all that, at that time, I really didn't have any deductions. The only deduction I could have put was the home office stuff. For example, my internet bill, that was one of my deductions because I was using the internet to make income. So my bill was, that's an expense. I had to pay internet for me to work, right? So internet became a deduction. The internet bill, at that time, my dial-up account, eventually it was my cable account, a DSL account, whatever DSL account, cable. That was one of my deductions was that. Then I used to rent a server. I had to rent a server from a web host. I was able to deduct that. So I was paying, for example, I'm just gonna throw numbers out there, and if I was paying this web server, I don't know, $250 a month to rent the server, add that up in a year, that's what, $3,000, whatever was the amount, I forgot the top of my head, whatever the amount is, round it off, whatever. That amount, I tried to, I had to deduct that because not only I had to connect to the internet, but I had to rent the server to host my website. You see? So, and that, because there's lists of acceptable things that you can deduct. You cannot deduct everything, You can deduct some things. So you have to be careful with that too. So that was one of the things I knew I could have deduct was the internet bill, because and it tells you is it how much of the percentage is it that you're gonna use for your job. In my case, it was 100%. That was my line. I didn't share it with anybody. That was my line that I was paying for me to go online and make money, right? You know, so that's something that you're gonna have to, you know. And for those years that I was working on those sites and banner ads and so on, I make and that ad. By the way, that adds to your Social Security. There was a good. Cause remember, for you to collect Social Security, when you retire, you need 40 credits, right? 40 credits or 40. When they say 40 credits, is or 40. Yeah, it's called credits. I forgot it. Each credit is 1 quarter or 3 months that you worked and you made a certain amount. You got 1 credit for that. So when you earn 40 credits, you qualify for retirement benefits. For example, so when I'm 62, I will be collecting retirement benefits. Right? I want to do it early. I'm not going to wait till 65. So a good 10 years, I was self-employed. I didn't have no job. I was not working a regular job. I was just working on home. I was making money on the internet. So all those years that and it wasn't that much. It's not like I made a killing on it all these years. But even if 1 year I only made a couple of thousand, whatever the hell it was, I can't right now. Okay, hold on. Sorry, gotta take this. Yeah, I'm streaming upstairs. All right. Yeah, I'm streaming upstairs. I didn't say anything. I said, all right. Ding. Live TV here. So where was I? Yeah. So, those 10 years, even though I didn't have a regular job, since I was earning income and I paid taxes on some of it, because some years I was below the threshold of earning, so I got a refund. I got not a small refund, but I got a refund because I was below the I qualified for earn income credit. If you go below the poverty line, I think it's $10,000, whatever it is, you get earned income credit. It's a credit that you get, because you're poor. Okay, let's just put it like that. You're poor, so you get a credit for that. So that was enough for those years to at least get a refund. So the fact that I of course I reported my income every year for those 10 years, I earned Social Security. Okay, I earned Social Security. If you think about that, I earned Social Security. It was not that much, but it counted. I still got the credit to my Social Security. Otherwise, I still would have had to work 10 more years. If I didn't have those credits right now, I would have had to work 10 more years to qualify. Not 10 more years, excuse me. 10 more years. It's about, give or take. Because I did some contracts in between. I also did contracts in between some of them. So not really 10 years. I would have had to work about maybe 6 more years to get, the 40 credits, give or take, to get the retirement benefit. That's what I'm trying to say. So even if you work at home and you have Google, whatever, YouTube or whatever, even if you don't earn much, you got to think about that. And that is going to count toward your Social Security in terms of because you're trying to make a living. As long as you report it, that's what I told you. You got to report it. I know a couple of people that they didn't want to report any of that. They were doing websites and they were like, I'm not going to report my income. I'm like, well, if you don't report it, Uncle Sam could come after you. There's a statute of limitations. When they owe you money, in other words, if you're entitled to any type of refund, only 3 years. You got 3 years to collect it, right? But if you owe them, they can go back up to 7 years. Okay? But actually, based on what happened with these other cases, they can really go back longer than that. But the rule of thumb is, if you owe them, you better have at least, you better be ready for, in other words, and that's don't ever throw away all your stuff. Keep all your, put them in a shoebox, put them in a filing. We have filing cabinets. All that stuff is in there. And, but yeah, they can go back 7 years if you owe them. If they owe you, only 3 years. And then that's it. After 3 years, if you don't get your refund, you're out of luck. That's it. You're out of luck. That's it. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, unscripted, I know. All right, so let me read. So, yeah, then you can have charitable deductions, tax deduction. So interest from money in bank, even though the interest is abysmally low in a regular savings account, so you're still gonna get the 1099 for all that, even though it's gonna be a couple of bucks or whatever the hell it is. It's there. You still see it there. You might, so you might not have, you still get it, and you don't need to put that down because it's gonna be way below $600. So. But they still have to do all that. They still have to do their auditing and all that. Yeah, there is a magic number. You're right, Danny. Yeah, there is a magic number. So 1099 1099 INT, for example, for that bank, you might earn $5 on interest. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. Now, if you earn anything over 600, then you need to put that. Yeah. Tasso. That's why they talk about high yield savings account or perhaps a certificate of deposit, which gets you more interest, but you can't touch the money. Yeah, it's a fixed. Yeah, for example, if you certificate deposit, because you get a penalty. You get penalty. You get penalized. You could take it out, but you're gonna get a penalty. So, for example, if you put $1,000 in what is it? Not the 1 year. I think they have a 3 year and they have a 5 year. So if you put your money, for example, if you put your money on a 5 year certificate of deposit, right? And the rate is, what is it? They give you like 6%, 7%. Let's say not 7%. At that time, it was possible. Back in the 80s, it was crazy rates. Let's say, 6%, 5%, I don't know. 5.5%, I don't know. So, so that means, $1,000 at the end of the year. Yeah, every year you're going to get 5%, whatever. And then, but if you take it out, there's a penalty. There's a penalty, and that's going to be disclosed when you put the money in there. The penalty could be, I don't know, off the top of my head, I don't remember, because it's been long. It's been a long since in the 80s I had a certificate deposit. I believe, I forget what it was off the top of my head. For example, 401k. I believe if you try to take out any money before you're 70. If it's not for a good reason, like buying your first house or something like that, because you got to have a good reason for you not to get the penalty. Otherwise, your penalty can go up as high, I think it's, what is it? Is it 15%? I forgot. Yeah, 15%, I think. Maybe it may be as high as 20%. That goes. So if you have $100,000 in a 401k, and you don't want to wait till you're 70, and you say, "I need the money now. I need my $100,000 now." Yeah, we're gonna give it to you now, but we're gonna take out 20K out of 100. You're gonna get 80,000. They take their penalty, 20,000, and you're still gonna pay taxes on, guess what? 100,000. I believe it's 100,000, not 80,000. Because you remember now you earn, all of a sudden you got 80,000 again. And remember, you was putting that money in a 401k. It was tax deferred. All these years it's tax deferred. You didn't pay taxes on that 401k. So guess what now? Ooh, I got my 80 to 80k cash now. You just got $80,000 in cash. That's now what? Income. That's gonna go. So when you do your taxes next year, yeah, I got money from my job. I mean, I got my W-2. Exactly, you're gonna get screwed anyway. Yeah, I got my W-2. I earned this much on my W-2. But I also got to report the $80,000 that I took out in cash. I'm going to put on top of that. Guess what your tax bracket is going to be? Your tax bracket is going to be up here now. Instead of earning $35,000 that year, you know, round it off, you're gonna add $35,000 plus $80,000. Now your income is $115,000. So you're not on this tax bracket no more. Now you're on this tax bracket. Yeah, in other words, you're going to get screwed. So for those of you that have a 401k and you want to start taking out your money, if you try to take it all in one sum, you better put some money aside. You know, if you take out all that money at one time at 401k, you better have some money aside. Don't go spending all of it because you're going to need some of that money at the end of the year to pay what? The taxes. All right? Now think about that. Yeah, you get screwed big time there. Because remember, that's tax deferred. So they're letting you reinvest your dividends or your interest to buy more shares, and it's growing and whatever. But when you take it out, even at 70, when you take it out, because most people, the reason why they invest in the 401k is because, yeah, Uncle Sam. Because the reason why they're trying to use that for income. Okay? A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to invest in 401k and I'm going to have $3 million. I'm just going to take it all out at once. No, the point is you're not supposed to do. Well, you could do that. You don't want to do that because you're going to pay taxes on $3 million, whatever the hell it is. It's just for income. So you're getting a Social Security check every month, you know, when you're old, you know, retirement old. But you're also taking money from your 401k as income, okay? You're not taking out all $3 million or whatever the hell you have. That's not the purpose of the 401k. Some people think that 401k is you're saving money just to take it all out. No, it's supposed to help you supplement your Social Security, okay? Because we're all going to get Social Security. And there's no guarantee that can happen. One day... Who knows? We might not be no more Social Security. Or you're going to have to wait till they raise the age. So when you save all that money, you know, if you take it all at once, you got to pay taxes on it. If you take out a little bit, you still got to pay taxes on it. If you take out the whole thing, guess what? You still got to pay taxes on it. It doesn't matter. So if you take out $3 million when you're 70, oh, I got $3 million. You better put away some of that money to pay the tax on that $3 million. That's my point. Understand? Yeah. So Uncle Sam, he's always watching. Exactly. All right. So anyway, I'm going to sign off now. 2 hours and 3 minutes in the books. Thank you, Tasso. This was a good show. Talked about Gemini, the good news on that. Yeah, you can't win either way when it comes to taxes. You'll pay something. Exactly. You'll pay something. So there you go. So stream number 2 is in the books. And thank you, Tasso, for watching. And thank anybody else. Thank you for watching. And anybody else, if you like this video, smash the like button. And also let me know what you think about the topics that we talked about today. You can leave them in the comments. And any other suggestion on future shows, let me know. And also subscribe to my channel. Okay? If you would like to see content like this, and you can be part of the chat, and let me know. So thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you, Tasso, for watching. You have a good night. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.